So if you're trying to understand modern music, you realize pretty fast that the song is, well, it's only half the story.
Exactly.
Today, every big song comes with this huge, high-budget short film. Music just isn't something you only hear anymore.
No, it's something you have to watch. And that's really what we're digging into today.
Right.
We're tracing how we got here from these very early film clips all the way to the interactive stuff we see now. But there's one idea that connects it all.
Which is?
Visuals sell music, period. A strong visual doesn't just help a song, it can make it a phenomenon.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. Way back, before everyone had a radio, even before movies really had sound figured out.
Right. Even then, filmmakers knew people wanted to see their favorite musicians perform. So they started making these musical short films.
And they'd show these in movie theaters.
Yeah, right before the main feature.
Okay.
The big thing you have to understand is the technology. When they finally figured out synchronized sound.
You mean getting the singer's lips to actually match the words?
Exactly that. For audiences at the time, that was a miracle. It was the first time you could see a famous big band or a singer perform without actually being in the same room.
And I'm guessing the production wasn't exactly Hollywood level.
Oh, not at all. Very basic lighting, a simple stage. But the effect was immediate. It proved that if you give an audience a face to connect with the voice, the song's popularity just explodes.
And that idea is what really drove everything that came next.
It led straight to the next big innovation in the 1940s, which was the rise of the Soundies.
Okay, Soundies. I've heard them called early video jukeboxes.
That's a great way to think of it. A Soundie was a 3-minute musical film, but the key was how you watched it.
On one of those big machines.
A very big coin-operated machine called a panoram. You'd find them in bars, bus stations, restaurants, high-traffic places.
So you'd walk up, put a dime in.
Yep, drop a dime, and a little screen would light up and play you a performance. It was one of the first times that music and visuals were sold together as, like, a single entertainment product you could just buy on the spot.
And this was a huge deal for musicians.
A massive deal. So many jazz and swing musicians got their big break because their Soundies were playing all over the country. But the machine had its limits. The screen was small, the quality wasn't great, and you had to go to it.
Which sets up the next huge shift perfectly. The panorama was stuck in one place, but television.
Television was everywhere. By the 50s and 60s, TVs were in every home, and that created a huge problem for artists.
A logistics problem. How do you show up on TV in New York and London at the same time?
You can't. And touring is incredibly expensive and, honestly, exhausting. The record labels needed a better way. An efficient way.
The promotional clip.
The promotional clip. Instead of flying the whole band and all their gear to a TV studio in another country...
You just film it once and mail them the tape?
Exactly. The Beatles were famous for this. They used promo clips to push their singles all over the world without having to be there in person.
And that's when things started to get creative, I bet.
For sure. Directors realized, hey, we're not stuck in a stuffy TV studio. We can shoot this anywhere. It let artists start building a visual style, a personality.
And the TV producers must have loved this.
Oh, absolutely. Think about the economics. It is so much cheaper to just play a film than to pay for a whole live band, the crew, the rehearsal time.
Right, so the promo clip really took off just because it saved everyone money.
It did. It became this essential marketing tool, and it pushed the whole idea of music visuals forward.
Okay, so that brings us to the biggest moment in this entire story, the one that changed everything.
The MTV revolution.
August 1981. A new cable channel launches, and it does just one thing. It plays music videos, 204/7.
And the very first video they ever played says it all. Video killed the radio star by the Bugles.
That's pretty on the nose.
It was a mission statement. All of a sudden, a video wasn't just a nice little extra. It was essential. If you didn't have a video for your song, you weren't getting on MTV.
And the cultural impact was just instant. Teenagers were glued to their TVs.
And not just for the music. They were watching for the fashion, the hairstyles, the dance moves. It was setting trends in real time.
It also created a whole new type of celebrity, the VJ.
The video jockey, yeah. They were the cool new hosts, the gatekeepers, and MTV could take an artist who maybe wasn't getting a ton of radio play but had a really cool video.
And turn them into a superstar.
A global superstar. It totally rewrote the rules for what it took to be successful in music.
So once MTV's this massive platform, the videos themselves had to get better, right? They had to evolve.
They had to. The 80s is when you see them transform from just a band playing a song into these complex cinematic stories.
With scripts and plots.
And actual character development. The record labels started pouring crazy money into them.
And there's one video that really stands as the benchmark for that change.
Without a doubt. Michael Jackson's Thriller.
1983.
It was almost 14 minutes long. I mean, nobody had ever seen anything like it. It had full Hollywood-level production quality, professional actors, incredible choreography, special effects.
And it looked different, too. It didn't look like a normal video.
That's a key detail. They shot it on 35mm film.
The same stuff they used to shoot actual movies.
The exact same. And that gave it that rich theatrical look. The colors were better. It had that cinematic grain. It told you this wasn't just a promo clip. This was a serious piece of art.
And it must have cost millions.
Millions. These big videos had spoken dialogue, huge custom-built sets. It was a whole new scale.
This also led to the rise of what you could call the super director.
Yeah, just like in Hollywood. You had directors like Hype Williams or Michel Gondry who became famous for their specific visual style.
So a record label wasn't just hiring a crew anymore.
No, you were buying a vision. You wanted Hype Williams' wide-angle lenses or Michel Gondry's stop-motion animation. And a lot of those directors, they used that experience to jump straight into directing major Hollywood movies.
So outside of the filmmaking, this visual art was having a huge effect on cultures, especially fashion.
Oh, instantly. A music video was the fastest way to start a trend. A star wears a certain leather jacket in a video.
And the next week, every kid in high school is trying to find one.
It was viral marketing before we even had a word for it. And the big fashion designers, they caught on fast. They started working directly with artists, lending them expensive clothes just to get them seen in a video. The look became as important as the hook.
And you can't talk about music videos without talking about dance.
It's fundamental. When you think of an iconic video, you almost always think of an iconic dance move.
And those routines were designed very intentionally, right?
Totally. They had to be catchy, memorable, and most importantly, repeatable. Simple enough that a fan at home could learn the moves.
Which connects directly to today. A song can go viral globally on a platform like TikTok.
Just because a dance is cool and people want to copy it, a dance challenge is now a core part of a song's marketing plan.
So let's talk about the tech that made all this visual complexity possible. Editing in the 80s was totally different from today.
Night and day. Back then, you were literally cutting strips of film with a razor blade and taping them together. It was slow, physical work.
And then computers changed everything.
Completely. With computer-based editing software, suddenly you could do things that were impossible before. You could add digital effects, change the colors precisely, create these fast, complex transitions.
Tools like green screen became way easier to use.
Way easier and more accessible. You could put an artist in any imaginary world you wanted without leaving the studio. But the really important thing here
is that it made production cheaper and more accessible for everyone.
Exactly. It democratized the whole process. Yes, the big stars still spend millions. But now, an independent artist can shoot and edit a really professional-looking video just using their phone.
Which leads us right into the internet era. YouTube completely changed how we watch videos.
The age of waiting for MTV to play your favorite video was just over. Now you could watch anything, anytime you wanted.
And that brought us the idea of going viral. Success was now measured in views.
A public number that anyone could see. A video could get millions of views in a few days. It broke down all the geographic barriers.
Which was huge for international artists or independent creators.
It was transformative. You didn't need a big record label or a TV deal anymore. All you needed was a great video and an internet connection to find a global audience.
And the technology just keeps evolving. We're moving beyond just watching on a flat screen.
We are. The future is immersive media. We're talking virtual reality and augmented reality.
So you can actually be inside the music video.
Yes, these are 360-degree interactive experiences where you can look around, maybe even choose what happens next in the story.
And AI is starting to play a role now, too.
A huge role. We have AI systems that can listen to a song, analyze its rhythm, its mood, all the data, and then generate completely unique visuals that respond perfectly to the music.
It's personalized visual storytelling.
Driven by data.
So when you look at the whole journey, it's just this constant evolution. From a simple add-on in a movie theater to a marketing tool to a cinematic art form.
And now to this immersive, interactive experience. But what's interesting is, even though an indie artist can make a great video on their phone,
it's still the massive multi-million-dollar productions that define those big cultural moments.
the scale of the vision is what lasts. So every time you click play on a music video, you're seeing a piece of a long history. decades of innovation and artistic ambition.
All stemming from that simple idea of wanting to put a face to the music.
Good luck with your studies, and keep watching.